Welcome to the Cala Builders podcast, and welcome to a brand new deep dive.
Yeah, glad to be here.
So did you know the house you build or, renovate in 2026 might actually operate a lot more like a living organism than just like a static box?
It really is wild when you think about it.
Right. We are taking you on a journey today into the very walls, the floors, the roofs of the future to unpack the reality of sustainability trends in modern home building.
Which is such a huge topic right now.
It really is. I mean, if you are a homeowner, if you are looking to remodel, or even just daydreaming about your perfect space, sustainability isn't some trendy buzzword anymore.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's not an optional upgrade. It has become the absolute baseline, especially if you're looking at real estate in California.
Yeah, it's a fundamental reimagining of what a house is actually supposed to do for the people living inside it.
Right.
We are long past the era where being eco-friendly just meant, slapping a few solar panels on the roof and calling it a day.
Thank goodness for that. Seriously. Today, we are talking about architectural psychology, advanced materials science, and climate defense systems that are entirely integrated into the walls, like before the drywall even goes up.
So to help us navigate all of this, our guide for today's deep dive is a really fascinating stack of source material and insights provided by Cala Builders.
They're a great source for this.
They really are. They are a full-service, licensed general contractor based right in the heart of Los Angeles.
Yeah, and they cover a pretty wide area, right?
They do. They serve L.A., Pasadena, the San Fernando Valley, and Santa Monica. And their perspective is incredibly helpful because they specialize in everything from custom luxury homes to accessory dwelling units and even commercial tenant improvements.
I see it all.
Exactly. They have a front row seat to the physical reality of what is being built in neighborhoods right now.
And that's why you should care about this. Whether you are planning a massive home renovation this year, or you just want to understand the shifting landscape of modern architecture, understanding these 2026 trends is basically the ultimate cheat code. A cheat code for modern living.
Exactly. It shows you how living spaces are evolving to meet modern climate realities, new remote work cultures, and, just the shifting demands of family life.
The stakes here are quite high, aren't they?
Very high. I mean, we are talking about the spaces where you spend the vast majority of your life. The decisions made in the blueprint phase dictate your comfort and your utility bills for decades.
Yeah, so let's move away from the word trends for a second. Because that word makes it sound like we are debating, paint colors or the shape of kitchen cabinet hardware.
Right, like it's just an aesthetic choice.
Exactly. But we are talking about the hard reality of legal building codes. Okay, let's unpack this. California's Title 24.
Oh yeah, the big one.
The big one. This is the state's incredibly stringent energy code, and it has just completely changed the game. It mandates really demanding insulation targets, high-performance glazing on all windows, and mandatory solar arrays for new single-family homes.
Yeah, the code essentially forces the house to act as a highly efficient machine. And the focal point of that efficiency is what we call the building envelope.
Building envelope.
Right, which is just the physical separator between the conditioned indoor air and the unconditioned outdoor environment.
Okay, that makes sense.
The mandate now is that this envelope must be incredibly tight. There's just zero room for drafty windows or, poorly insulated attics anymore.
It has to be sealed up.
Exactly. The energy you use to heat or cool the space basically has to stay trapped inside that space.
Well, I get the energy-saving aspect. It's kind of like buying a car today. You don't go to a dealership and pay extra for seatbelts, right?
It's just standard.
It's a non-negotiable standard. But here is where I get hung up. If you are making the envelope incredibly tight to trap energy, aren't we just building, expensive Tupperware containers?
That is a really common concern, actually.
Because I would be worried about trapping stale air, CO2, and all those off-gassing chemicals. Does a high-performance building envelope just mean we are living in a stuffy thermos?
What's fascinating here is that the strictness of the envelope has actually forced a complete revolution in the materials we put inside it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You are entirely correct to worry about trapping bad air. Because builders are sealing the home so effectively now, you absolutely cannot use traditional construction materials that off-gas toxic chemicals into that airtight space.
Ah, because there's nowhere for those fumes to go.
Exactly. So eco-friendly, non-toxic materials are now the baseline at a pure necessity.
So the energy code basically accidentally forced an indoor health revolution.
It really goes hand in hand. We are seeing widespread use of low VOC paints.
Those are the volatile organic compounds, right?
Yeah.
Right.
They are solvents that evaporate at room temperature. Things like formaldehyde that used to be super common in paint and cabinetry.
Right.
Yeah, so those are removed so they don't leach into the air you breathe while you sleep. You'll also see recycled content insulation that doesn't rely on airborne fiberglass particles.
That sounds much better for the lungs.
It is. The mechanics of the materials have just had to evolve to support the tight envelope.
Yeah, when you look at a place like Los Angeles specifically, this highly secure envelope overlaps with a very localized, very serious reality, which is climate and wildfire defense.
Yes, huge factor.
Because a home in Southern California has to stand up to a specific set of environmental threats that a home in, say, the Midwest just doesn't face.
Absolutely. The sustainability push and the home defense push are essentially the exact same thing in 2026.
How so?
Well, a highly insulated exterior wall also needs to be a fire-resistant wall. High-performance cladding on the exterior, like certain fiber cement boards, doesn't just insulate, it actively resists ignition.
Wow.
And then you have things like ember-resistant vents.
I was actually reading about these in the CLA Builder's notes.
Ah.
How do you allow a house to breathe without letting fire in?
It's honestly a brilliant piece of engineering. So the attic needs ventilation to prevent moisture buildup, right?
Right.
But during a wildfire, millions of glowing embers are carried on the wind. An ember-resistant vent uses a matrix of fine stainless steel meshes and internal baffles.
Like a maze.
Exactly like a maze. It allows air to flow naturally, but the physical pathway is so tortuous and the mesh so fine that glowing embers are physically blocked and extinguished before they can reach the dry wood inside your attic.
That makes total sense, and it's so critical for LA.
It really is. And then you combine that technology with Class A roofing, which is the highest level of fire resistance.
What's that made of, usually?
Instead of standard combustible shingles, builders use materials like concrete, clay, metal, or fiberglass reinforced asphalt that simply do not act as fuel for a fire.
They just won't burn.
Right. And from a sustainability angle, a home that doesn't burn down or, doesn't require constant replacement of weathered, sun-damaged materials is the ultimate way to reduce long-term landfill waste.
Survival is sustainable. I love that.
Exactly.
But okay, so you build this highly secure, tightly sealed, fire-resistant fortress. That sounds incredibly safe, but do you just live in a bunker?
Not at all.
Because how do you keep it from feeling claustrophobic? The CALA builder sources highlight that the next major movement is entirely about dissolving the boundary between the inside and the outside.
Yeah, you construct a secure envelope, yes, but you engineer it to be highly permeable to light and nature.
Which sounds contradictory, but it works.
It does. Natural light is no longer treated as just a nice-to-have aesthetic feature. It is a deliberate, highly engineered design strategy.
I've always wondered about this, though. How do you pull massive amounts of natural light deep into a house on a crowded Los Angeles lot without, sacrificing all your privacy to the neighbors next door?
That's where clever architecture comes in.
Ah.
One of the primary mechanisms is the clerestory window.
Clerestory.
Yeah, these are the short, wide windows positioned high up on the wall, right near the roofline.
Oh, I've seen those.
Right, so because they're above eye level, your neighbors can't see in, but they completely flood the room with ambient daylight.
That's brilliant.
It is. In a city where square footage is at an absolute premium, making a room feel twice as large just by washing the ceiling in natural light is a crucial architectural tool.
But let's get into the mechanics of that glass. Because if I have massive windows or a giant sliding glass wall in Los Angeles, my first thought is my air conditioning bill in August.
Naturally.
Am I just creating a giant greenhouse?
In the past, yes. But let's look at the why and the how behind modern glazing. In the winter, correctly positioned large windows bring in passive solar warmth.
Okay.
The sun is lower in the southern sky, so the light comes in, and it hits the thermal mass of the floor.
Wait, let's break that down for the listener. What is thermal mass?
Sure. Think of materials like concrete, natural stone, or thick tile as thermal batteries.
Thermal batteries. I like that.
Yeah, so when the sun hits them during the day, they soak up that thermal energy. Then, after the sun goes down and the air gets chilly, those materials slowly release that stored radiant heat back into the room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it warms the house naturally without the furnace ever even turning on.
Okay, that covers the winter. But back to my summer AC bill panic.
Right, the summer heat.
Yeah.
That is where high-performance coatings come into play. The glass itself is actually doing the heavy lifting.
The glass is coated.
Yeah, modern windows feature microscopic, transparent metallic layers. They're known as low emissivity or low E coatings.
Low E. Okay.
These layers are engineered to let the visible spectrum of light pass through so the room stays bright, but they act like a literal mirror for infrared heat and ultraviolet rays.
So it bounces the heat away?
Exactly. It reflects the solar heat back outside. It limits summer heat gain dramatically. Get all the visual benefits of a glass wall without the thermal penalty.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. It is not just about looking at the outside through high-tech window glass.
No, it's much more than that.
It is about actively moving your life outside. The sources show a massive demand for covered patios, outdoor kitchens, and these 20-foot sliding glass walls that literally disappear into the architecture.
Rockwood doors.
Yeah, the wall just vanishes, and suddenly your living room flows continuously right into the yard.
When you look at that through the lens of sustainability, it is a brilliant utility strategy.
Because you're not using indoor utilities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Los Angeles has a wonderfully mild climate for most of the year. If you move your daily living, your cooking, your dining, your evening relaxation into an outdoor or hybrid space,
Right.
a space that does not require mechanical heating, cooling, or overhead artificial lighting,
Yeah.
your energy use absolutely plummets.
I honestly never thought about a patio as a piece of energy-saving technology.
It totally is.
But it makes sense. If you are eating dinner outside under a covered patio with a natural breeze, you aren't running the AC in the dining room, and you aren't burning electricity on lighting. It's built-in conservation.
Exactly. You are letting the architecture dictate an eco-friendly habit without feeling like you are making a sacrifice at all.
You're just enjoying the evening.
Right. And when you pair that outdoor living space with drought-tolerant landscaping like trading a thirsty, high-maintenance lawn for native California plants, succulents, and permeable stone pathways.
Your water bill drops.
Dramatically.
Yeah.
Your water use drops just as dramatically as your power bill.
And the visual aesthetic tying all this together in 2026 is biophilic design, right?
Yes, biophilic design is huge.
It is based on this innate human psychological desire to connect with the natural world. So we are seeing a massive emphasis on exposed wood tones, natural stone surfaces, and really warm, earthy color palettes.
It's all about bringing nature in.
Right. The goal is to visually connect the interior of the home to the natural surroundings outside. It grounds the space. Like if your living room features natural oak and stone, it visually echoes the drought-tolerant garden right outside that sliding glass door.
It creates a seamless psychological transition. The eye doesn't catch a sharp boundary between the built environment and the natural one.
So you build this beautiful nature-integrated oasis. But increasingly, people aren't just relaxing there, they are working there full-time.
Oh yeah, work from home changed everything.
Which presents a massive structural challenge. How do you get 8 hours of deep, focused work done in the middle of a home environment?
The permanence of the home office is the next major shift. The remote work culture has fundamentally altered how custom builds are designed.
It's not just a trend anymore.
No, it's permanent. A home office is no longer just a desk shoved into the corner of a guest bedroom next to an unused treadmill. Homeowners are demanding commercial-grade functionality hidden inside a residential setting.
The baseline requests that CLA Builders is fielding for home offices are intense. It's not just about, like, an extra power outlet.
Far from it.
People need dedicated, isolated electrical circuits. Because you can't have your critical video presentation crash because someone turned on a high-wattage hairdryer or a microwave in the next room.
Exactly. That's a disaster.
They also need deliberate natural light positioning to reduce eye strain and built-in concealed storage so the room doesn't look like a chaotic filing cabinet on a webcam.
And perhaps the most critical element of all, acoustic insulation.
Oh, soundproofing.
Right. In a standard house, interior walls are mostly just hollow cavities between two sheets of drywall. They act like drums.
Oh, I hate that.
They amplify and transmit the sound of a TV, a dog barking, or kids playing right into your workspace.
So how do you fix that without building foot-thick concrete walls inside your house?
You have to break the physical path of the sound vibration.
Okay, how?
Builders achieve this by using techniques like decoupling the drywall from the studs using resilient metal channels. Or they install mass-loaded vinyl, which is a heavy, flexible material that simply absorbs the kinetic energy of sound waves.
So the wall literally absorbs the sound.
Yeah. They also use specialized acoustic insulation bats inside the wall cavity itself. It physically stops the sound waves of daily residential life from penetrating the workspace.
It is a tall order. I mean, you are asking your home to perform the duties of a corporate office building, but you still want the wood tones, the clerestory windows, and that calming biophilic character.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it all revolves around the concept of flexible living spaces.
Flexibility is key.
Right. A house is historically a static object, but a family's life is entirely dynamic. In 2026, homes must be designed to adapt over a 30-year timeline.
Things change.
Exactly. That acoustically isolated home office might need to become a nursery in 3 years, or a hobby room, or a ground floor accessible suite for aging parents.
You don't want a room that serves exactly one highly specific purpose, because the moment your life shifts, that square footage becomes dead, unusable space.
And this need for ultimate flexibility extends far beyond the walls of the main house. It applies to the entire plot of land you own.
Which brings us to the accessory dwelling unit, or the ADU.
The ADU boom.
Oh, yeah. If you live anywhere near Los Angeles, you have seen these popping up in backyards and driveways everywhere.
From a macro-level sustainability standpoint, the ADU is an absolute powerhouse.
Really? How so?
Adding a secondary unit to an existing lot, whether it is a newly built detached structure and attached suite or a complete garage conversion, is championed by urban planners as the most eco-friendly way to increase housing density.
But why is it more eco-friendly than just building a new subdivision on the edge of town?
Because of the infrastructure. Sprawl requires trenching miles of new sewer lines, laying new asphalt roads, expanding the power grid, and increasing commute times.
Which is terrible for the environment.
Right, all of which destroy natural habitats. An ADU uses the existing footprint of the city.
Oh,
When you build an ADU, you are tapping into a lateral sewer line that is already there. You are using the power drop that already services the street. You are drastically increasing housing capacity without expanding the city's physical borders.
And on a micro level, for you, the listener, it offers massive financial and lifestyle flexibility.
Huge benefits.
It can provide rental income to help offset high mortgage rates, or it provides a dedicated autonomous space for multi-generational living, keeping aging parents close but independent.
Exactly.
So what does this all mean for the actual process of building? Because if I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I need a tightly sealed building envelope that passes Title 24, I need passive solar glazing with low-E coatings, acoustic insulation, biophilic design, and I need to navigate the permitting labyrinth for an ADU.
It's a lot.
My head is spinning.
Yeah.
How does a normal person manage all of those moving parts without it becoming a full-time job?
That is the exact pain point where traditional construction models break down.
They just can't handle it.
Not efficiently. Historically, you'd hire an architect to draw a concept. Then you'd go bid that out to a separate general contractor. Then you'd hire separate specialists to figure out the solar mandates, the acoustic engineering, and the city permits.
That sounds like a nightmare to coordinate.
It's like trying to build a smartphone by hiring a screen guy in Texas, a battery guy in China, and a software guy in London, and just hoping all the pieces magically snap together on day one.
Right.
It leads to endless miscommunication, delays, and blown budgets.
Which is why the design-build method has taken over, and it's exactly the framework Cala Builders uses.
Exactly. A design-build firm puts the architects, the engineers, the permitting specialists, and the physical builders in the exact same room.
Under one roof.
Under one roof. They manage the architectural planning and create the 3D renderings so you can actually see how the natural light interacts with the biophilic design before a single hammer is swung.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and they navigate the incredibly dense Los Angeles permitting process, and then they execute the construction.
And Cala Builders brings a very specific pedigree to this process, too. They have a reputation for a luxury focus.
They really do.
They aren't just slapping up drywall. They are executing high-end finishes, custom cabinetry, and the kind of superior craftsmanship that a minimalist modern aesthetic requires. Because, let's face it, there is nowhere to hide poor craftsmanship in a clean, modern design.
That is so true. And importantly, they have decades of experience with the physical realities of building in Los Angeles.
Like the hillsides.
Make hillside construction, for example. Building a sustainable modern home on a steep slope in the Hollywood Hills or the San Fernando Valley involves massive structural challenges.
I can only imagine.
You are dealing with soil stability engineering, complex retaining walls, and specialized equipment access just to get materials to the site.
You can't just park a truck on a cliff.
Right. You cannot leave that to a disjointed team. You need a firm that has that specific, localized structural expertise built right into their DNA.
Having that single point of accountability from the first sketch of an outdoor kitchen to the final sign-off on the ADU plumbing inspection ensures streamlined communication.
It saves so much stress.
You don't get trapped in a blame game between the architect and the builder when a problem arises, because they are the exact same team. It means faster timelines and strict budget control.
Building a home should be an exciting process of creation. It shouldn't be an exercise in extreme stress management. Knowing your team understands the mechanisms behind these 2026 mandates provides immense peace of mind.
Let's synthesize all of this. If you are looking at the landscape of home building today, true sustainability is a marriage of three distinct pillars.
Okay, let's hear them.
First, high-tech efficiency. Meeting Title 24, utilizing solar mandates, and building a highly insulated, fire-resistant envelope with non-toxic materials.
Essential.
Second, natural integration. Using advanced glazing and sliding walls to blend indoor and outdoor living, actively cutting your utility use while embracing a biophilic design.
Beautiful and functional.
And third, ultimate flexibility. Engineering pro-level, acoustically sound home offices, and leveraging ADUs to make the most of your property's infrastructure as your life evolves.
It is a truly holistic approach. The home is actively working to support your health, your professional life, and the local environment all simultaneously.
If you want a home that performs at this elite level, you need a team that understands this modern baseline inside and out. You can actually reach out to Cala Builders to start bringing your vision to life.
Highly recommend them.
They are located at 5260 W Pico BLVD, Los Angeles, California. You can call their team directly at 213-855-7557. They are a fully licensed, bonded, and insured general contractor holding license number 1032013, ready to serve LA, Pasadena, Santa Monica, and the Valley.
Looking at all the incredible architectural and technological advancements we've covered today, this raises an important question.
What's that?
If our homes are now legally required to be independent power plants with their own solar arrays, highly insulated climate refuges protecting us from the elements, and our primary acoustically perfect workplaces, how long until the concept of leaving the house becomes a purely recreational choice rather than a daily necessity?
That is a wild thought to end on. Your house is no longer just a place to sleep and store your things. It is a self-sustaining ecosystem. It's your office, your retreat, your power plant, and your outdoor park all rolled into one footprint.
It's the future.
Well, that is definitely something to chew on. Thank you all for joining us on this deep dive. Keep learning, keep asking questions, and keep building those dreams. We will catch you on the next one.